Okay, so this wasn't the plan.
Nope, absolutely not.
This was just supposed to be a conversation that stayed between us,
Yeah, and then we were like, fuck it, let's just share our dirty laundry.
which feels like a terrible idea.
Or the best one we've had in a while.
We're sisters, twins basically.
And we keep having these conversations where we realize we probably should have been saying this out loud.
So here we are, in soft pants.
Or no pants, talking about hard truths.
And no one asked us.
But we're saying it anyway.
I'm Alex.
I'm Lonnie.
And this is Soft Pants, Hard Truths.
How'd you sleep?
Great.
Yeah. My watch tells me I have 100% recovery. Or not my watch, my athletic app that I've been using. Tells me I had 100% recovery last night.
I don't know if mine tells me my recovery, but it tells me how good I slept.
Yeah, no, I got this app that tells me the difference between my HRV and resting heart rate and all that.
That's what my ring does.
Yeah. And so it tells me, like, basically, you're in great shape to train hard today.
Mine's telling me that I slept great. You slept 15 minutes more compared to last week.
Yeah, you're coming down from Friday the 13th.
Dude.
Oh my God, look. Can you see it?
Oh, she cute.
Isn't she so cute?
She cute. I'm glad you went and saw Lloyd. He's amazing.
Yeah. There was a lot of people in there, but it was nothing like, I mean, I waited 45 minutes, maybe.
Our average wait was like 4 to 5 hours.
That's insane.
We started at 9. I think people started lining up at like 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning.
Jeez.
And then
I would never.
We went, I think I was home by 2:30 in the morning, 2:33.
That's insane. Are you going to survive?
Yeah, I just literally woke up 15 minutes ago. Let's give everyone like a quick preface.
Yeah. So life got away from us this week. Time was not on our side. And so the plans that we had for recording kind of went out the window. And so we just decided to kind of wing it and get on first thing. Today's Monday. We release our episodes tomorrow. So on Tuesdays. So we're literally doing
we usually
kind of
wing it, but we usually have like a topic.
Some sort of a theme at least.
And this week is just going to be life. Because obviously.
It's life. It's hard. Life.
Obviously, here we are.
So I don't even know like where it got away from me. Like all of a sudden it was Thursday and we had shit to do, and then it was Friday, and then my father-in-law is in town this weekend, and so it's been busy. But I want to hear about your testing. So you had some testing done last week.
Oh yeah. So I did I think it's called neurological testing. It's pretty much like, so you do it, you go in at 9:30 in the morning. And I was there till like 3 p.m. And so some of it's cognitive memory, IQ, attention, all this stuff. Like it's so, like, have you ever done one of those like IQ tests?
No.
Online?
I mean, maybe when I was a kid, but
so it's like, it was so much. My brain was toasted after. So you're pretty much in like a conference room with, okay. So you have a therapist.
Okay.
And then the next step up is psychiatrist. And then you have a psychologist.
Okay.
So I already have a therapist. I already have a psychiatrist.
Same.
Therapist is talk. Psychiatrist is medication. They don't really talk, right? They're just to diagnose and medicate. Psychologist is like, it's deeper. So they help like
neurological.
Yeah, so they help you like actually diagnose. So my psychiatrist that I have, the one that she put me on Wellbutrin, but because they're funded by the state, they won't give me Xanax or like top tier anti-anxiety drugs, and they won't give me like whatever.
No.
Anyways, so like my psychiatrist's office won't do like those things. Like they only give you like the basic of the basic because they're funded by the state.
Oh.
So my therapist was like, let's find you another psychiatrist because I've been diagnosed with ADD and ADHD and anxiety, and I would like real medication for it, not like the anxiety meds that we originally put me on would make me so tired.
What was it?
So
Hydroxyzine, right?
yeah,
I literally take that as a sedative at night to get a good night's sleep.
yeah.
So
Like
my anxiety keep me awake. The fact that they prescribe that to you during the day is insane.
I can't tattoo on that. I'll be
No.
like,
Yeah, no, it's a freaking sedative.
yeah. So that's why we switched to Wellbutrin
Yeah,
because
that makes sense.
Wellbutrin's used as also like a second off for ADD, ADHD, and like anxiety and all the things.
Yeah.
So, she referred me to the psychiatrist's office, but what's cool is so they also do testing with psychologists. So
Cool.
I did a 1-hour intro exam, and that's pretty much where I'm like, this is the bread and butter to my life and how I'm feeling and all the things. Like it's kind of surface level, but kind of not. And then he schedules this neurology test where he's like, all right, I'm going to read you numbers. I want you to read them back to me in the same order. And it starts off like 153, 247, 921. And then it gets to like more numbers, right? So it starts off at 3, goes to 5, goes to like 7. And then he does it again where you have to read it backwards.
Oh,
And then he does it again where you have to put it in numerological or that's not a word. In order. Shut up.
You just woke up. I love it. It's fine.
I did. And then you have to put it in order.
Yeah.
So then another one is like,
oh man, that's too much.
He holds up a piece of paper and he gives you X amount of time. And then he puts it down. He goes, draw it from memory. And then some of it was just like conversation. Some of it was I had like a piece of paper in front of me. Some of it was on a computer. Some of it was in a book. So it's wild, but it was a lie. He was not lying when he said that I would be brain toasted by the end of it. I think I fell asleep during 2 of the computer ones.
Oh,
I'm not meant to do computer work.
Well, no, but even so, like that's just a lot of stimulation for that long.
You have headphones in, and it's like a low sound and a high sound, like a low pitch and a high pitch. And then you have to hit the space bar whenever it's in like order of low, high, because sometimes it'll go low and then it'll go low again.
Okay.
And then it'll go low, high. And then it'll be like a huge pause and it'll be high. So like you have to hit the space bar.
Testing like your reactivity?
Everything, like everything. So obviously also like your attention. So like are you just tapping it to tap it?
Oh, yeah, ADHD. Yeah.
You know, mine's going to be like, she fell asleep. She didn't tap it for anything.
She lost her attention and her focus.
But it was a lie.
I want to do that. I want to know. Okay, so what did they tell you at the end of all of it?
So our follow-up is the 2nd week of March. So pretty much he has to score everything and then they have to compare that to statistics of my age, my level of education, all these like contributions. And then you get this huge printout and we go over it. So
you don't even know yet right away?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll have to chat about your results when you find them in the next session.
Like 2-3 weeks. It's the 2nd week of March. It's interesting. So I'm curious. So yeah, we'll go over my results once.
I'm curious too. I want to do something like that. How do I ask my psychiatrist? I
You
mean,
have to-
I don't know if they need to do anything like that for me, but I'm curious.
Yeah, you can ask her and she might be able to refer you to a psychologist that'll do it.
Interesting. Oh my God.
Squirrel.
So Nicole and I went to Wild and Windy on Friday. It's essentially like Comic-Con, but for book
I was gonna
enthusiasts.
say, didn't you go to a book fair?
Yeah. And I didn't realize how many of them happen. Like the people that we met there, it's such a cool community of people. Like, because we read all sorts of like romance books, dark romance, sports romance, heated rivalry, for example. And it's a very tight knit like family of people who also read these kinds of books. So the people that go to these book fairs are just they understand you. They are you, right? So we met some really, really, really cool people there, and they were telling us these book fairs happen every few weeks all over the country.
Really?
Like all the time. There's one called Kink and Ink that happens in Dallas. I want to go so bad. It's in April. It's not going to happen this year, but yeah, they're all themes, and it's so cool. But so the one that we went to, Wild and Windy, it was like everything romance, and there's a couple different panels you could pick from it. So we chose the dark romance panel, and there was 5 authors that were on the panel for the dark romance. And then we went to the sports romance one, and there were also 5 authors. And one of the authors from the dark romance was promoting her new book, and it's a take on The Wizard of Oz. And it's a mix of like mafia, and I haven't read it yet, so this is just all based on summary. Mix of like mafia, and there's murder, and there's dark romance involved. But it's on the theme of the Wizard of Oz. Anyways, you'd appreciate these books. Look,
Oh, wait, you got them?
I bought the trilogy because look at this. How freaking cool is that? Those are the pages. So this is the cover, right? But those are the pages. They make the glass slipper or the ruby shoes
With the poppies.
with the
That's the
poppies,
field of poppies.
right? How cool is that? Those are the pages.
Okay. I might need to borrow that and try it if you say it's
Right?
good.
I'm so excited. And anyway, she signed them. So I have little letters in there from the authors. Anyway, it was super fun. So you have the panels, and then you break for lunch. I don't know for any of the Quicksilver Brimstone fans out there, we had a pre-recorded session with Callie Hart, who's the author for that we were able to watch. And then we had the author signing, which was like a 3-hour window at the end of the day. And then that was Friday the 13th. So then we went and got tattoos, which I hated. I need you to know, like, I hated actually going to pay for a tattoo and like sit and wait for a tattoo when I have you in my life. All of us were like,
spoiled.
this is what we do. And I was like, no, like, no. So, all right, go visit you and get tattooed in your shop. So like, I don't know. It just, yeah. So it was an experience for me for sure. But it was a lot of fun that Friday.
That book fair sounds interesting.
It was so fun. I want to go to another one for sure.
I think if I was actually like heavily into books, I'd be able to do it.
Well, I read like 2 books a week at least.
You're fucking psycho.
Yeah.
So it's really funny. Speaking of books, so I started reading Let Them by Mel Robbins.
Didn't
you
we
know
talk
it?
about this one before? I've never heard of it, but I feel like we've talked about it before.
So I suggested it to a friend of mine that was like in a similar like headspace, right? She does audiobooks. And like 3 days ago, she's like, oh my God, I cried at the end. I can't believe it's over. And da da da. And I was like, I'm halfway through the first chapter. So
Are you a slow reader, or do you just not find the time?
both.
Yeah.
Did you just hear the snore? Miso's back in bed sleeping.
No, I didn't hear it.
She's snuggled up like a grandma.
Oh, sweet.
But yeah, so I like the act of holding a book and reading it, but I suck at reading. Like I can read, but it's the whole attention thing because it's like, well, what did I just read? And then when I'm done with it and I pick it back up, I'm like, I should probably reread everything.
I get that. I have days where I'm like that too, and I read the same paragraph like 6 times and I don't comprehend anything that I just read. I have days like that.
But I don't feel like I'm as engaged if I do an audiobook.
No, same. I try to do audio. When do you do audiobooks? Like I try when I'm driving, and
No, I can't do it when I'm driving.
that's when I do like the Brene Brown, like Daring Greatly, and I'll do a couple chapters at a time while I'm driving.
Yeah, I read that
kind of book.
entire book.
While you were driving,
No.
or you read it.
Yeah, I read it while I was driving.
Well, I didn't know if you did audiobooks too. Shut up. I would hope you're not reading while you're driving. Listen while you drive.
Listen while we work. No, I actually like read that entire book.
Oh my gosh,
But
how long did it take you? I'm curious.
I don't remember.
I still haven't finished it. I need to finish it. I'm like halfway through.
I started this one,
The Art of Letting Go. Oh, I have that in my TBR.
and I'm like a third of the way through. But I should probably go like this because I don't remember any of it. So I just took my bookmark out.
You're gonna start over.
But yeah, like I'm gonna have to reread that whole thing because I don't remember.
Yeah.
Like I'm the worst. But I'm glad. Okay, sorry, squirrel. I'm glad you had fun at the book fair, though. Is it a book fair? What is it called? I'm like the Scholastic Book Fair from like elementary school.
What is the book? That's funny that you said that. It just says Wild and I'm looking at the bag right now. It says Wild and Windy Phoenix Book Event.
Okay.
So, but they do it. They'd had it traveled. So it was in Chicago, New Orleans, or it's going to be in Chicago and New Orleans and Vegas. It was in Vegas right before us. But this is the last time they're doing it in Phoenix. So that's why I like had to go. We got Nicole tickets for her birthday. Yeah, made it a thing.
How much is it to go to one of those things?
It was not cheap. I don't remember how much the 1-day passes were. I got us the 2-day passes because you get the perks of being able to go to the panels. Without the weekend pass, you can't go to the panels. You just go to the signing. And the panels are really fun, like because you get to know the authors, obviously. So it was like $200 for the weekend. Yeah. And then of course you're buying books while you're there. And that's for one person, not for two. That's for one person. Yeah. So Nicole, if you're listening to this, just pretend you didn't hear that.
I was gonna say you don't have to answer that if she is.
It's fine.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
You're worth every penny, Nicole.
We love you.
We love you. Did you watch the Super Bowl? Okay, for those of you who are listening and not watching, you should. I wish you could hear my sister's face right now. She looked at me like I was crazy.
I don't do sports. You know this. I'll go to a baseball game, but I've never understood football. I mean, don't you remember when we went like a long time ago to one of the games in Arizona and I was like, yeah, I don't know what's happening, but tell me when to cheer. Yeah. I don't fucking know. Even my best friend, Haley, she's like 2 Thanksgivings ago. Will you watch the football game with me? No, but yes, because it's just us. So we literally went to a bar and watched the fucking football game. And like the whole morning, she tried educating me on the players, what happens, who to cheer for.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. But anyways, so obviously you watched too.
I did, but I haven't watched a football game for a really long time. I used to watch football. I was a huge Giants fan when Eli Manning and he had his crew there was like a trio of receivers that were just so good. And they won the Super Bowl twice as a team, both against the Patriots. And that was when I was in college and I was really into the Giants and football in general. And then I went to culinary school and started working on Sundays. And so I missed most of the games and started losing touch with the draft and the new players and the old players and the coaches. And I just, without those numbers and stats and people in my head, it became less intriguing for me to follow.
It's all rigged. In my head, it is.
I mean, yeah, sure. Some people would say that. And I don't think it's not necessarily. I don't really know what I believe in sports, but yeah, so I watched this year because I know a lot of Seahawks fans. And so I wanted to watch. And so I watched, and we watched the Bad Bunny halftime show, and it was incredible. It made me want to learn how to speak Spanish so I could understand it. It was amazing watching all of the people dance on screen. Bunch of hot Latinas. I'm here for it. We were at a Super Bowl party. Super fun until some very interesting character. I don't know who he was. I'd never met him before, but he was tossing around some words that were not friendly to the queer community. I don't really want to say it because it's a super derogatory way to say gay, and I'm sure most people can figure that out. But he was tossing around this word like to describe things. I wasn't there to witness it, but my wife was, and he was saying these things just super offensive. I don't think he meant it maliciously. So Jill was really uncomfortable, and she came in and she's like, I have to tell you something. And it made me really uncomfortable when she was describing what happened.
Yeah.
And it made me really sad. And so we told our friends, we're like, we're going to go. Like, it just kind of killed our mood. I mean, it was time to go anyways. It was coming up on the baby's bedtime. So we left, and I was hella depressed for the next day. I think what killed me was like somebody tossing around that word so freely without thinking that it was doing any harm to anyone.
Yeah.
Especially around people that are obviously queer in your space. And he was just using it to describe like the football team and the players on the football team that he didn't like. And I just felt really, really offended. And it just made me really sad. So I went to therapy the next morning, and I was depressed for like a solid 36 hours from that whole thing. And so my Monday and Tuesday got away from me, needless to say. That's half of our spiral this week. But yeah, so that took me a bit to get over.
It's
And then
hard
the
in those
rest,
situations because it's like I've been in a similar situation, similar because obviously,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
and I told someone that I was dating that something someone had said in passing had really bothered me and like
yeah.
rubbed me the wrong way. And it was a very similar situation.
Mhm.
Um, and he was like, you need to just get over it. Like people are gonna say things. And I was like, I'm sorry, what?
Mm-mm.
Like, hold on. That person may not realize that that is directly related to me, but I don't have to get over fucking anything.
No, no,
And so I get like
yeah,
your aspect of it where it's like it wasn't directed at you,
no. It's
but
just there's
some
just
people
the
just
level of ignorance.
that's what it is some people just throw
Like,
things around and don't realize sometimes people's feelings might get hurt. It doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you sensitive or fragile. It's just let's take out some of these sayings or these words or let's just not be assholes. We're not fucking 5 years old anymore.
I know. It's
So,
just like I don't doubt that he wasn't being malicious, like or at least not on purpose to us. Like he was very obviously being malicious to the football team that couldn't hear him.
well, yeah, but
Uh,
it's the concept of how people say things and
but
not
also like
realize
read the room, dude. Read the
but
room.
not even that. Not even that. It's sometimes people say things and it's like you should probably just think before you speak
Oh,
because
totally.
it could affect people around you.
Yeah, you have
And
no
not
idea.
just that, like with other things too.
Totally. You don't know what people are going through.
I mean, yeah.
No. I I think it was a combination of ignorance and just a very low desire to think before speaking. Um and I don't know. It was I hate that it affected me to the length that it did, but yeah, I don't think I've ever really truly felt like a minority before until then. And I think that's what hit me so hard. And I mean, I am, queer people are a minority, but I'd never, since I have come out, felt that way from my family, from people in passing. It's always been very warm and welcoming. And I know I'm lucky. Again, I'll say that.
I was just gonna say,
not everybody sees that and feels that. I am. But to feel that so deeply in that moment, and then on top of that, like, because I felt that and realized, holy crap, that's how other people feel all the time. That weighed so heavily on me. Like, holy crap, I'm freaking lucky, A. And B, like, God, people are just so ignorant. And it really makes my heart hurt. Yeah, so I was really emotional for a couple days. I felt for a lot of people.
well, okay, so something happened on Friday the 13th, and it's completely different. But I think like your feeling versus like how I felt is a very similar aspect.
Tell me.
So, like when something's never happened to you before and then it actually happens, and you're just kind of like, I don't want to say your ego gets bruised, but you're just like, wait, I've never experienced this. I don't understand. And now I feel
Yeah.
really like,
And it's like, it knocks you down a peg, like makes you realize some things, you know?
yeah. So, so I'm going to very loosely say what happened on Friday the 13th. So someone complained about me.
Oh, dang. What kind of complaint?
It was like the stupidest thing. They said they asked me to make something bigger and they did not. And they still had me tattoo them. And then went to the mic and complained. And the whole
They went through
moral,
with the tattoo?
yeah, it's fine. It's
Okay.
just, it's the
All right.
moral of the thing that was like stupid. But at the end, so it was later in the night, and then it was probably like 2-3 hours later. Mike's like, all right, I'm leaving, like, bye. And I was tattooing someone, and I was like, dude, I'm really sorry about that. And he was like, don't even worry about it. And I was like, no, I feel like really bad. And he was like, why? And I was like, because people don't complain about me.
No, I get that.
And it wasn't even to be like, oh, I'm that good. It was just,
Oh,
I'm
so you
not a
are a little
people.
bit of a people pleaser.
That's where I was going to go with this. Like, I'm not a people pleaser, but I am when it comes to my craft.
Oh,
Like,
totally. That makes perfect sense.
this is something permanent, so I want it perfect for you, right? Plus, it's referral, and I want you to rave about something that you're proud of.
Yeah.
So the fact that someone actually was like, they ignored me and blah, I was like,
Did they write a bad review too? Or did they just complain to Mike?
I hope not.
The fact, okay, but that's also bonkers to me. The fact that they went through with getting this thing that's permanent on their body, even though they didn't love it. Like, speak up.
No,
Find your voice.
they loved the design. They just wanted it bigger. Well, I'm just comparing this to your thing. Like, it's totally different. But also, when something happens for the first time, you're
Yeah.
just like, wait, why is this affecting me so hard?
Yeah.
Like,
No,
it's new. It's a new feeling, right?
it's very new.
So,
Yeah. No, it makes sense.
yeah, like it's not directly at me, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't directly
I'm
at
sorry
you.
that happened to you. That sucks.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
We're fine. I'm sorry that
Anyway,
happened
so
to
lots
you
of life
too.
happened. Well, yeah. I'm over it now. I mean, I'm not over it now.
Same.
Like, I still want to.
I mean, obviously, we're still talking about it, so we're not over it.
Clearly. No, it affected my whole week, truly.
I'm sorry.
And yeah, it
But
makes me want to go out
also,
there and, like, I don't know, raise awareness and do something, you know? I feel so helpless. I can't do a whole lot from my small little town, but anything helps, I guess.
you are not in a small little town.
I am, though. Like, it's growing, but I am. Okay, when we were growing up in New York, listen, when we were growing up in New York and someone said Arizona, did you have any freaking clue where it was on a map?
No, but that's how anybody is from where.
I disagree. There were states like Texas. Everybody knows where Texas is. California. Everybody knows where California is. For me, growing up in New York, Arizona was a nothingness. And then we moved here, and now, of course, obviously, I feel differently, and I love it here. But this town, I live in the middle of. It's like half rural and half gentrified. It is farmland. Like, you drive down my street, I can count to 100, and I still wouldn't catch all the horses and cows and baby donkeys and chickens
Donkeys.
and
Oh, the donkeys.
and all the animals that we see in a 10-minute drive. Like,
Yeah.
we live in rural, like, farm town. I mean, yes, it's growing, but it's very, very different from what I'm used to. So to me, it's still very small town.
I'm just saying, like, I feel like Arizona's huge. So
Arizona
like,
is huge, but it's a lot of huge farmland.
that's fair. That is
Um, but it's getting bigger. I mean, Phoenix is obviously a city just like any other. But
yeah.
anyways, point of the story is
Life happens.
life happens. Yeah. And so we were affected by lifing this week. What did anything else like strangely happen that got away from you this week?
I do this every week when I go to therapy. I literally have to open my phone and be like, what did I do this week?
No, that happens to me too.
I have a
I
terrible
can't
short-term memory.
remember.
No, I have a
Yeah.
terrible short-term memory, but my
Same.
long-term memory is amazing.
I just
So
remember stupid shit.
so I started trauma therapy.
Oh my God, dude, that's right, you did. Okay, tell me.
I was like, wait, let me look at the calendar.
Yeah.
Started trauma therapy. So the first step was what she had been working on, which was getting me into like a stable mindset, a stable day-to-day schedule, even if it's a loose working schedule. So once I was there, then we moved into like, okay, let's just start talking about trauma. So this last one, we are starting, it's like a 2 to 3 week. Mind you, I go to therapy every Wednesday. So it's a 2 to 3 week process, and it's doing your trauma timeline. Like what happened. So it's, I have the paper. So it's first column is the event, second column is the date, third column is the emotional reactions, fourth column is physical reactions. So then you have to put them in order. And then what the goal of that is to then, over like 2 to 3 weeks, figure out the one domino that if you removed it would have not caused me to feel how I feel today.
Oh.
And sometimes it is not the first one, sometimes it's not the middle one, and sometimes it's not the last one. It's like, it could be any of them. So in my head, I'm like, it was grandma, like when grandma died, right? Because she was like my mom and she was my best friend. And like, once that happened, da, 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 but she was like, oh, maybe like we have to go through this to figure out which domino it was that caused the, because if we remove
what if
that
it
one,
wasn't that? You know, what if
that's
it
what
was
I mean.
something else?
So I'm actually kind of intrigued.
Oh, interesting. Keep me posted.
I'm intrigued.
I am too. Yeah.
But
I was gonna do EMDR a while back, but I never actually started it because life got crazy.
I thought you did start it.
Takes a lot out of you. No. Well, I mean, we had the conversation, like I did the very first session. You're supposed to close your eyes and like, you know, she talks you through some things and you're just supposed to create your safe space in your head. You paint this picture of what it looks like in your head so you can come back to that in times of stress throughout the EMDR process.
Yeah.
And in my safe space, mom came to see me and I started bawling my eyes out. And so we decided to pause because when you're in your safe space, no one else is supposed to be there. It's just supposed to be you. And so she's like, I think you need to grieve a little bit more. And I just, and I just didn't feel ready with everything going on in my life to go through all of that, bringing everything up to the surface. So, yeah.
I've heard so many good things about that. Like some of my friends / clients were like, oh, you're starting trauma therapy. Like, is it this? Is it this? And I was like, no, it's just, I think it's just called CPT. a few people that I know that did the EMDR were like, it's aggressive, like
Yeah.
it's rough,
Mhm.
but it completely like rewires how you react and feel and think
Mhm.
about like certain situations.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
then
the
they
idea, right, is to replace the bad memory with this new good one. So when something comes up in conversation, you don't go to the bad memory, you now go to the good one.
yeah.
So you're essentially reprogramming how your brain links things.
So I actually mentioned that to my therapist. I asked her about that because I remember you mentioned it, and she's like, if you want to do it, she's like, I'll refer you to someone. Like we have people that do it, but she doesn't do it. And I was
Yeah,
like,
right.
no, that sounds a
It's
little
intense.
aggressive. Let's
It's gotta be
wait.
intense for the therapist too. I mean,
Oh yeah,
heaviness
that's what she
can cover
said.
that
She was
for
like,
people.
it's intense for us, but it's also very intense for them.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, cool. Like,
Yeah. I'll
you
do
know,
it. I'll do it eventually, but mine is for something completely unrelated to you. I mean, mine's more for past historical trauma. So,
I got you.
yeah.
Anything
Yeah.
else happened for you this week?
Yeah, actually yesterday, so my father-in-law is in town, and his wife, and, we went into the city yesterday. We went to Phoenix to go to the Arizona Science Center. Super cool, by the way. They have like this little play lab about parts of the body, and so the kids were running around doing all these really cool things. But the twins, I mean, overstimulated, right? There's what does your nose do? What do your cells do? What does your skin do? This is how a pimple forms. Like literally just all of these interactive exhibits about your body. Super fun. The kids loved it. But anyway, so we were going to lunch. I think we had just finished up lunch. We went to Blanco and had some tacos, and we're out front. Blanco's right on the corner of like Washington and something. Anyway, so we're at the corner waiting to cross. Jill puts Noah down for like literally 0.2 seconds to, I don't know, tie a shoe or get sunglasses out of her bag or something. I don't remember. He darts into the freaking street. Downtown Phoenix. Thank God that where we were at and where he ran, the walking signal was on. And so traffic was not going because he ran. He was like a third of the way into the freaking street. What? I was so unwell after that. All the hair on my body stood straight up. I was not okay. And it was obviously very tense after that. I think all of us were a little uneasy after that. But yeah, I mean, that's what he was doing all day. The kid needs a leash, but I swear I would never put my kid on a leash. I can't do
Don't
it.
do it.
But he was, oh God, he ran into the middle of the street, and I thought for sure that I was just gonna lose it. Anyways, that was a hard minute.
That's aggressive. I would have
Yeah,
died.
it was really aggressive. That was really aggressive. I know. And I just remember screaming his name and Jill just ran. Whew.
Goodness
Yeah, that
gracious.
was hard.
Well, I can tell you something funny to counteract that to lighten the
Please
mood.
do. Let's end on a funny note.
Okay, so remember how I don't remember if it was the last one or the one prior, and we were talking about like how young we looked and
Uh-huh.
how someone had told me that I looked like I was like not a day over 35.
Uh-huh.
So I tattooed that person yesterday. Well, his wife. And he comes in, he was all, thanks for the shout out. And I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, on the podcast. And I was like, yeah, what are you talking about? And he was like, I was the one that said that you didn't look a day over 35.
I mean, to be fair, I think he's not the first person to tell you that.
Fair. But
But
it was
that's
just funny. I was like, oh my God, you religiously listen to this. I love this.
I
Plus
love
it,
that.
plus, it was just nice to know that like guys listen.
I
I
know
mean, I
I've had
know
people come out and say that they've listened too, and I love it.
I've had some guy friends that are like, yes, I listen, but I thought because they were like my friends or our friends that they just listen to listen. But
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
person is a friend of another client of mine. So just to like know that, I don't know, it was just fun.
Thanks for your support.
Well, you want to know what's funny?
What else is funny?
It's now 9:00.
Oh my
So I
God.
texted her this morning. Okay. So we were like, okay, when can we record? When can we do this? And we were like, okay, like this is the weekend. So we were going to do it Thursday. And then my best friend passed a test. So I was like, I can't record Thursday. And then Friday was Friday the 13th. And then Saturday, I was like, nope, I'm going to be a zombie. And you
And
have
it's
family in
Valentine's
town.
Day.
And then fast forward, we were like, okay, we could do Monday morning. So I was like, oh, perfect. I have to be at the shop by like, imagine I would have went to the shop to record this. I would have been there like 4 hours early. So I was like, oh, I can be at the shop because we're going to record at like 9. And then I was like, no, it's fine. We're going to record at 9. I'll be done by 10. And then I have to be at the shop at 11.
Yeah.
So I wake up at 7:30 this morning and I text her, 9 my time or your time?
And it didn't even occur to me that that was a thing again, which every week it's a thing. What time? My time, your time. Every week you'd think we would realize. But today, nope.
So that's why I am like this and tired, and I was choking on my own oxygen earlier is because I literally woke up like 15 minutes
Hacking your
before we
life
got
up
to record
first thing in
this.
the morning.
That's how my brain is when I first wake up. It's just not solidified. And then whatever.
Nice. Okay, love you.